What is up, defects, and welcome to another episode of Defect Spec. This is the show where we show you what books we are on the lookout for. We are not telling anyone to go out and grab these books. It's all speculation. Buy at your own risk, but just listen to what we got to say. See if you agree with us. If you agree with us, you might want to pick them up, or you might be, you know what, you're totally wrong. Let us know in the comments. Without further ado, let's get into some speculation. First up, from April of 2012, we got Batman #6, the first appearance of the Court of Owls. My first DC speculation pick we ever did on the segment. Why am I picking this book? One, it's from my favorite Batman run from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. Fantastic story. Interior art is phenomenal, guys. Like I said, the first appearance of the Court of Owls. Why am I specking on the Court of Owls? Number one, WB Games Montreal is putting out the Arkham Knights video game. It's going to be on the PlayStation 5 platform, and we all seen that Miles effect that Spider-Man had in the video games, guys. That's what sparked the Miles craze, and it just tumbled from there, guys. Not only that, the Court of Owls are rumored to be behind the new Batman movie. They talk about in the solicitation that corruption goes back in time to the Wayne family, just like it did in the Court of Owls storyline from Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo. But guys, we also see a little, we don't look for many Easter eggs in the DC movies as we do for Marvels, but Matt, pull it up. We find a little Easter egg that the Riddler leaves behind. And what's it say on it? What's it have on it? It has an owl, guys. If DC decides to do the Court of Owls storyline with Talon and Batman going back to Gotham City roots and corruption, this could be a nice book to pick up.
I like it, man. I mean, you brought the fact that the video game hype definitely has something to do with it. It's a DC book, people were asking where's the DC spec, so here you go. And now possible, maybe that's where they're going with the Batman movies in the DCEU. So awesome pick, Jay.
Thank you, brother. And next up, we have Daredevil #105, Marvel 1973 from Steve Gerber, and who other than John Romita Sr. on the art. What is this? A lot of people in the community already know about this spec, but for those of you that don't, it makes a ton of sense. Madam McEvil becomes Moondragon. It's also the origin of Moondragon. Who is Moondragon? Moondragon is the daughter of Drax, who's heavily rumored to be in Guardians in the Galaxy Volume 3. When James Gunn was asked about Moondragon, he said, we'll have to wait and see. And you know James Gunn he shoots down false rumors all the time. So this has some validity to it, guys. Not only that, a little background check of this character. In the MCU, Drax refers to his daughter as Kamaria. What that translates to in Swahili is moonlight. So you have moonlight, you have Moondragon, and in this issue of Daredevil #105, you have Madam McEvil becoming Moondragon. A huge character if they move forward with her in the cosmic being. Not only that, well, let's get into some prices before I move on. There's also an actress rumored to play Moondragon. She's seen on Twitter and on Instagram with a shaved head. It's Danielle Melchior.
Oh yeah, you find these in if you go to shows, you find these in like fine condition for like 15 to 20. And like you said, if you're going above that condition like VF, yeah, you're 40, 50. But this is a good book to have regardless. So
yeah. Absolutely. And they said, Gunn has said that he's going to get into a little bit of Drax's backstory in this Volume 3. So, definitely going to see her pop up sooner than later. But if you want to dig a little deeper on Moondragon, you're going to look at Infinity Countdown #4 from June of 2018. It's the first appearance of Moondragon, Phyla-Vell, and Requiem. Who's Requiem? It's an alternate dimension Gamora. So, like I said, you're getting the first appearance of Moondragon from an alternate reality, the first appearance of Phyla-Vell from an alternate reality, and the first appearance of Gamora from an alternate reality, which makes sense with the multiverse. And I say that because Drax believes his daughter is dead in the MCU, but what happens if they brought her back, a different version of her, like they've been bringing back different versions of Spider-Man into the MCU? A book you could find extremely cheap. You have that cover A on the left, and you have the second print. Not only that, you get you get Lifebringer Galactus, guys, and some Surfer. These books, the cover A you could find for about $6 on eBay, and the second print you could find for about $10. Both in great condition, near mint conditions. Not bad books to have in your PC. Like I said, Phyla-Vell, heavily rumored. Moondragon, heavily rumored. So why not bring them in from an alternate reality? Close out the Drax saga.
I like it. I like anything having to do with Guardians. I've been picking up this book for a while now myself. If you have Iron Man 54, right? That's Madam McEvil.
First
I think
appearance.
you got to have that, and you got to have Daredevil 105. So this is, and you got bonus books from Jag. What more do you guys want? Come on. All right, guys, before we go any further, I'm going to talk about our sponsors. First up, we got Erod212 with Express Comic Book Pressing. Guys, he is going to clean and press your books better than anyone. This is who we use. Come on, Defects 10 gets you 10% off. He'll also submit to CGC and CBCS and pass along his savings. Next up, The Beaver, Mutant Beaver Comics, one of the world's largest online retailers for exclusives and variants. Guys, Defects 10 gets you 10% off. Tell Pat and the B-Man that Defects sent you.
All right, Matt. They all know I'm the fluffer. I'm the opening act. They're here for the Matty Ford specs. So let's hit them with it.
All right, so before we get into this, Jay gave you the disclaimer earlier, but, we haven't done spec in a while, so I want to add on to it a little bit. So we're trying to, and I think Jay accomplished this with his picks. We're trying to do speculation that makes sense, right? We try to take the facts. We try to kind of put pieces together on either things that make a lot of sense, even if they're a little bit more money. If there's some writing on the wall, it kind of makes more sense. Or really low dollar books that maybe it's a deeper dive, which is what I'm going to show you right now, but it's low risk, high reward. So, like Jay said, buy these at your own risk. This is what we believe in. If you like the facts that we lay down, if the pieces fit together, go for it. All right, that's my spiel. Here we go. Spiely. So, first up. So I got a little theme here, all right, and I'll talk about it as I go. So first up, I got Supernatural Thrillers #5, Marvel 1973. This is the first appearance of the living mummy, Nakantu, I think is how you say it. So you got a first appearance, an origin, and a cover all wrapped into one, Jay. I know that rings your bell right there, right? When you get all those in one.
Oh, you get it all.
That's it. So to me, I'm trying to think about some Moon Knight spec, okay? Clearly, because we got the Moon Knight series coming out, and everybody's specking on the same crap right now. So I wanted to go a level deeper. So we know that it seems like they're going to be touching on the Egyptian angle in Moon Knight a little bit. So what better than a mummy, okay? Also, another good reason for this is because we've heard a lot about monsters coming to the MCU, and specifically the Legion of Monsters. And at some point, the living mummy is part of the Legion of Monsters. We've also had rumors of the Howling Commandos, like the supernatural ones. He's a part of that team as well. Lastly, the last tie, we've heard a ton of heat recently about Elsa Bloodstone, right? And guess what? He's got big ties to her as well. He's also the guard of the Orb of Ra, which is an item that could bring people back to life. Another thing that, hey, you never know if you're going to see that in Marvel. So to me, this is for the year. I won't say it's a $5 book. For a 1973 book, this is not an expensive book. It is a first appearance of a character that's, pretty prevalent in Marvel. I think you can't go wrong here grabbing this, even if this character doesn't show up, but there's some ties there, and some angles there that I like this character possibly showing up. That's all I got on that one.
I love it, Matt. You always turn right when everybody's turning left, as we like to say. Awesome cover. Again, 1973. We know Marvel is rumored to be going in that horror direction. They're probably going to start doing it with Blade, but this character could definitely pop up in Moon Knight because you know what? He looks like a mummy.
Next up, guys. This one's even deeper for me. And I think this one is the low risk, higher reward, not a huge reward. I don't think these books will go crazy, but I think if this angle is true, I think there's definitely some value here. And it piggybacks on something that a lot of people are specking on Midnight. So let me explain. It's a little convoluted, so I'll try to keep it short and simple. So we got Thor Annual 10 here. We got the first appearance of Atum, okay? Who's also known as Demogorg, Amun-Ra, Amun-Re, Ra. He's got a ton of names. He's been retconned a bunch of times in Marvel. And we have Fantastic Four number 607, and that's the first time we see this character as Amun-Ra, more of the Egyptian god version of the character. In Thor Annual 10, Atum is more of a god, and essentially in Thor Annual 10, he was created... he was conceived by Gaia. Gaia is one of the elder gods, along with Chthon and Set. Chthon and Set became corrupt. They became demons. We've talked about Chthon a lot of times on this channel. A lot of people are speculating that for Multiverse of Madness. So she knew she had to create something that would be able to kill the other elder gods. And that's what Atum or Demogorg was created for. Okay. Later on, gets retconned. So I like him for that reason. Because we have some elder gods. We got Shumagorath coming in, so you never know. We might need a god eater, okay? So you got that aspect of it. And then you have the Egyptian god aspect of it. And this is where I really like it. So Amun-Ra, first appearance, like I said, Fantastic Four 607, ties into that Sun King storyline, which everyone is speculating that Ethan Hawke's character may be playing. Even though his name is something different, they still believe he's the Sun King. Now, Khonshu is the adopted son of Amun-Ra, okay? Also, how Moon Knight is the avatar of Khonshu, and that's the night. Sun King is the avatar of Amun-Ra, and that's the sun or the day. And Khonshu and Amun-Ra have constant conflict. There's a lot of flashbacks that show it, but there's just stories about them. That's why Amun-Ra was like, you know what, Khonshu, you got Moon Knight, I want the Sun King. So that's why I picked this character, because I think on twofold, you could have something to do with the gods, God Eater, or they could go the route of the Egyptian Sun King storyline within Moon Knight that it looks like Ethan Hawke's character is going to play. I
love it, man. Nah, I love it, dude. That's digging deep. It's the total opposite of Moon Knight when you have the Sun King. Dude, you come here for Matty Forge and he always delivers. Digging deep, doing his homework. It makes sense to me, right? Could it happen? Possibly. If not, you're rolling the dice on cheap books, guys. And not for nothing, both those covers are fire. Especially that Fantastic Four 607 with the Black Panther. But makes total sense, man. The opposite of Khonshu. And you have it here in Amun-Ra. And like Matt said, do your homework, guys. We're not telling you to run out and buy these books. It's all speculation. It's all fun. It's all doing your homework. We laid the guidelines down. You could go wiki it. You could read it on Marvel Fandom. Do whatever you got to do. Follow up on it. If it makes sense to you, grab the books. If not, blast us in the comments because you know we're going to highlight you on the live show. Defects. That's it for Defect Spec. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you do your homework. We have our 7,500 subscriber giveaway coming up soon. What do you got to do to enter? Just comment in any of our videos to enter. We have about 7 or 8 great prizes to give away. Leave whatever comment you want. We're going to pick a winner. We'll announce the date. Make sure you're there. For Matt Forge and the Butcher 105, catch you on the next one.